What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. We got another statue in the house. Might possibly be the final statue of the year. I do have KD androids in DHL. It's actually still in customs. I think it actually could arrive by Friday. So hopefully, that arrives. Otherwise, this could be it. I think we'll get KD. This is Final Form Frieza, number 30 of 111. Opened by Customs. As you can see, it took a while at Customs, like 3 days. This is by Revenge Studios. I have never owned a Revenge Studios product, so this is the first. They do have quite a few pre-orders that are quite interesting, especially their Broly. So if you're unfamiliar, they made sort of like a companion to Sume Broly. Sume Broly, he's holding Goku, and then there's also the KOD version. They made one of Broly fighting Vegeta, and it looks really good. It sold out, actually. But here we got their Frieza, which so far has received pretty high praise. And I know they have a lot of other stuff in the works. Now, I did get this from Kaio Land, a.k.a. Kaio Nation. They DHL shipped this bad boy to me, so big shout out to them. Link in the description below where you can check their website. They have all things anime related, and they can find other statues if you need it. So great partner of mine, very good at shipping, communication, and prices. I actually just paid them today to get the Kratos Leviathan axe by Panda Studios. So that will actually be DHL shipped by them, and I'll probably have it in a week or two. Anyways, let's get to opening this bad boy. So upon opening it, they didn't even have the courtesy of returning the straps. So hopefully nothing's damaged. As far as I can tell, the only thing I'd be worried about really is this. It looks like they returned it. Let's see. Alright, so there's Frieza. We have the proper purple, and this I'll want to double hand. And then I believe this is their COA and AC adapter. And I know they did something unique for their COA on this one. Check that out. Revenge Studio Frieza. This is heavy. This is metal. It's cold, because it's freezing outside in Utah. But this is metal, and then you got a nice little display stand. So that's actually really cool. Something unique, something different from your typical cards, which I do like. So let's go ahead and get this out, place it on the turntable. Alrighty. So I removed the top layer of the styrofoam. This is what we're greeted with. So you got a tail, hand, and base. So not too many pieces. I don't think they took this out. At least it doesn't look like it. So from what I can tell, it seems to be good. I really do hate Customs opening the statues. It's like, you see what's on the outside. Did you scan it and think there was a weapon? What did you think the weapon was? The tail? The least they could do was return this, which has me to believe they did remove this top layer because this was bunched up like that when I took it out. So they definitely removed this top layer and looked inside of it. At least they didn't remove the spaceship base. All right, let's get this out. Alrighty, folks, so let's start setting it up. So, shouldn't be very difficult at all. First, let's get this COA stand out. Kind of, more or less like so. Their USB adapter, it does have a button on it. So here's the base. It's a Frieza spaceship base. I know it has a light up, and then Frieza is floating, of course. We're going to put the tail on first before we, put him. Tail magnetizes pretty, goes in easily. Although, I think we could actually just do the tail after because I want to get this in. right, just have to get that hole. All right, there we go. Got it in. Now we can get the tail. All right. The hand, this is interesting. So the hand has an LED, but you're supposed to like, I didn't see any batteries in the box. And it looks like you're supposed to insert some sort of circular battery into this. So I probably will never use that anyways. But basically that's it. And then you have the light up feature, which we'll show when we set it up in the room. So the tail does actually rest on him, like on the base, what I mean. So it's a decent sized 1/4 scale statue. You know, I've owned quite a few Frieza statues at this point. I've owned, my original 1/4 was Neo Studios. I owned Reborn, was it? Reborn? The one where he's doing the finger pointing. That one had a lot of potential because it had multiple heads, multiple hands. But at the end of the day, the base was ugly and the paint app had a lot to be desired. Sold that, got KD. And I have Sume on order. And here we got the Revenge Studios one. So I like the Frieza spaceship base. It's unique and different from your typical Namek base. And these like claws things are actually metal. You know, they're cold to the touch. One of them actually did come off in shipment. Just came off. I don't know, maybe the glue due to the cold in this. No, because it's really cold. It was this one right here. It came off. So I just added a dab of glue and inserted it back in. And that's where it will plug in via USB. This is like a translucent resin or plastic. This gold kind of has like a sparkle effect to it. Yeah, and then this also has that like translucent resin effect. And this does alternate between circle and like elongated. You know, and that's where I'd assume the spaceship dock lowers and you go inside. And then, of course, above you got this translucent resin, which is going to be part of the light up feature. And then Frieza is actually resting on it. Now, he doesn't fit like perfect, as you can see. You can see like a little bit of the peg. Granted, that's only from the side view. And I guess this is supposed to be the ideal angle. If you're looking at it that way. It could just be as well because it's quite cold. And when I did initially put it in, it was leaning slightly forward. But then once you put that big heavy tail, which again is resting on the base, it's quite heavy. It does have a strong magnet as well. It does even it out. You know, and I think as it gets more room temperature, it'll probably sit more in place. So this one does not do the whole translucent resin effect, you know, on all the purple parts, which has kind of been like a trend ever since, I don't know who originally did it. Was it KD? You know, to be honest, I don't care to have those parts translucent because I don't think they'd be translucent. And if they were, wouldn't you see like guts and whatnot inside of them? You know, Sume didn't do it. Prime One didn't do it. I don't think it needs to be translucent. You know, I think it should have a shine like this. You know, this has like, you know, it's purple, but then it goes like lighter purple and kind of gives off that like look of light, which is how it is in the anime. So I think it's quite anime accurate. There's no seam lines. At least on like the arms. There's obviously a massive seam line on that tail. But any tail is going to have a seam line simply due to the nature. Tails, if they're attached, they're usually going to be broken. So Frieza is looking slightly to the side. He has a little bit of a cocky smirk to him. You know, lips, you know, no teeth are shown or anything. It's just a slight grin, almost like a Loki grin. He's cocky. He's powerful. He knows he's going to whoop everyone. You know, this is almost like him when he's fighting Goku or Vegeta before Super Saiyan when he's whooping them. That's how I would view this resin. You know, because once Vegeta or Goku turned Super Saiyan, you know, he wasn't quite as cocky. Translucent resin looks pretty good. It's nice and spiky. No big complaints there. Spaceship looks great. No complaints. There's a little bit of like scuff marks here and there. A little bit of battle damage. It's seen its days. So yeah, overall it's a solid looking piece. No big complaints. I like this COA. You know, it's metal. It has Frieza, obviously. Number 30 of 111. Kind of a weird edition size. Not sure if that means anything. But we're going to display this in my villains setup. You know, see how it looks next to Ryubu, Infinity Studios. Of course, you'll see it next to Katie and Sume Frieza. Or KD Frieza as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and move it and check out that light up feature. Alrighty, so I don't know if this is the official battery. I do a CR 2025, but I am getting it to light up by having it in it. But the moment I put it in this, the magnet, you know, it's like it stops lighting up. It's, you know, the watch battery magnetizes to the magnet inside there and it turns off immediately. I'm probably using the wrong one though, because it's not really fitting perfectly. I didn't see any instructions or batteries in the box, but that's how the light up would be. Again, I don't care to use that light up. Alrighty, YouTubers, we got it all set up. I tried a smaller battery and I did 2, and I got it to work while plugged it in. Now, of course, when you want the light up to turn off, you're gonna have to remove the batteries. And I notice if I do 2 batteries versus 1, it's obviously much brighter. So it is quite bright right now. So bright, in fact, that you can actually see the light up through the hand, which, you know, I don't like that. Let's remove this light up though. All right, there it is with just the base lit up. So the light up does light up every one of those translucent balls, plus the big one and all the base. All the pink translucent parts do light up. You know, and you can see it's pretty decent brightness. Alexa, good night.
Good night. Sweet dreams.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's quite a cool light up feature. Obviously, I have this right next to the plug. You know, I do have Boo and Cell right there that also have a pretty cool light up feature. Alexa, turn on video game statue rim lights. Yeah, there you go. Eventually, I probably will get every one of my DBZ on the Alexa system so I can go ahead and light it up, or do the old button system that I used to have. You know, so I could simply light it all up. You know, because we got a plug there, but it does mean running cables everywhere, which I'm trying to avoid because I don't like all the cable look. But at least we can see how the light up works and looks. You know, so as you see, it's pretty cool light up. You know, KD, its light up is the water base. Wait, the water lights up, right? Yeah, the water base, the little key energy balls, and the Dragon Balls on the base. When it comes to the base, I like this light up better. They're about similar sizes, although KD's head is a little bit bigger. And I will say that KD's in general does have a little bit bigger of a head. I'd say Revenge is more anime accurate. I mean, most DBZ characters have a big head, but I think KD's is slightly too big. You know, and then there's obviously how it will look if you want to pair it with KD Goku, which I actually do have this slightly taller. You know, and he does sit up high as well, but this shelf is about 1.5 inches taller than this shelf. You know, of course, my display, I am doing the villains display. I consider this kind of separate from this display, even though it's kind of like this. And I have wondered, should I consider moving this over here? That way Frieza would be next to like Piccolo, Tien, and Krillin. Granted, he didn't fight Tien. I also like the idea of Goku surrounded by 2 Friezas, though. So overall, it does look really good. I'd probably rate this a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's a solid, unlicensed Frieza 1/4 scale statue. It's different. You know, especially if you don't want that whole Namek themed base, which is getting a little repetitive. I know Prime One also is doing, I believe this, I can't even remember, but I think they're also doing the spaceship themed base, or at least the under base part is. You know, and theirs is obviously the classic arm out wide pose, which is different than this. I think the pose is okay. It's not my favorite pose. Arm on the side, holding a key ball, and the key ball is very basic in my opinion. It's literally just a round ball with no detail. It does have a light up, which is a pain, as you saw, to light up. You know, I prefer KD's ball, although I don't like the fact KD's ball matches KD's Frieza's, you know, pink part. I don't like that. It matches too much. You know, I'm a much bigger fan of that type of key ball, even that. A simple ball like that, I think they could have did a better job on that key ball. Frieza's detail, you know, overall it's a good sculpt. I don't think it's as good as KD's in terms of like the body, like the musculature, you know, like the chest. I prefer KD's, you know. But it is an overall good sculpt. It looks like Frieza. I don't, you know, have likeness issues. I do prefer the purple parts on this versus KD. I think one of KD's biggest downfalls is the fact he did a translucent pink. When for me, you know, if you look at Frieza back there, he definitely has like that shine. Like, look at that shine. And I think they did a really good job with Revenge Studio on the pink, on the purple parts. You know, I don't really like it pink. The pink aura, that's fine. The pink ball, that's fine. I just would have preferred a more detailed ball. You know, maybe similar to KD's, or just add some little spikes, maybe a little bit of electricity. Something to give it a little bit more detail. The base, I got no issues with. The key ball, or the aura on top of a spaceship. That's cool. It's unique. It's quite unique, the fact that the base doesn't have like a flat bottom. It's literally just like the claws, which I don't even know if I've had a claw base like this before. So that is quite unique. But overall, solid statue. Like I said, it's a solid 8 out of 10. So thanks Revenge Studios for this great piece. Now this was priced very well. I honestly don't even remember the price, but I think it's between $300 to $400, which again is half the cost of that. So it's a good price. It's a low edition size at 111. So it'll be real interesting to see when their Broly starts shipping, because that one looked real good, especially if you were to companion it with Sume Broly, you know, having a Vegeta with it, different pose, similar base style as well. Like, it really is a perfect companion. And the paint app, like, they showed it next to Sume, and it looked nearly identical. I was like, dang, that is impressive. Anyways, folks, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to join my Facebook group, DBZ Resin Collectors, and check out Kyle Nation, aka Kyle Land's website for any more DBZ statues you're looking to buy. And I'll see you on KD's Androids, which will be going right there in hopefully tomorrow or Friday. Well, tomorrow is the day I'm airing this, so hopefully you'll see the video Saturday. Anyways, have a great day. See ya.